What if the people who care the most about a school, we're talking parents, teachers, local leaders, what if they had a real say in its future? Well, today, we're breaking down the blueprint for exactly that. It's called the School Governance Council, or SGC, and it's all about shaking up school management from the ground up.
Just think about that for a second. Imagine a school where big decisions aren't just handed down from on high, a place where parents, teachers, and folks from the community literally have a seat at the table, helping to steer the ship. That's the whole idea behind a school governance council, and it's designed to change, well, pretty much everything.
So, what's the big idea here? What's really going on? This is not about just forming another committee to have more meetings. Nope, this is a total shift in mindset, a whole new way of looking at who's truly responsible for a school's success. Okay, the official term for this is shared governance, but don't let the jargon scare you. It's a simple but really powerful idea. Everyone, from the principal all the way to the parents, has a specific role to play and is accountable for how well the school does. And this isn't just some nice suggestion. It's actually baked into the law under Republic Act 9155. The whole foundation is built on this idea that when you share the responsibility, you get to share the success. And hey, don't just take my word for it. This quote from the Department of Education gets right to the point. It says, the SGC has two critical jobs. First, it's the structure that makes all this shared governance stuff actually happen. And second, it acts as a feedback mechanism, a direct line of communication between the school and the community it serves. It's a two-way street.
All right, so if that's the big idea, who actually brings it to life? Who gets a seat at this very important table? Let's meet the members of the School Governance Council.
First up, you've got your internal stakeholders. Now think of them as the people on the ground, living and breathing the school every single day. We're talking about the students, the teachers, the principal, and all the school staff. Their perspective is absolutely essential because they are the ones who know the school's reality inside and out. And then you have the external stakeholders. This is where that whole community part really comes into play. We're talking about parents, local government units, or LGUs, community leaders, local businesses, basically anyone out there who has a real interest in seeing the school and its students succeed. Now, what I find really interesting about this chart is how it visualizes the partnership. You can see the school principal is connected to the council, but not controlling it. And look at the leadership, 2 co-chairpersons. This whole structure is literally designed for balance and partnership.
Okay, let's get one thing crystal clear, because this is super important. The SGC does not replace the PTA or any other school group. Its job is to be the overall coordinating body. Think of it like a hub that connects all these different committees so they can work together instead of in their own separate silos. It's all about creating synergy.
Okay, so we know the why and we know the who. Now it's time for the how. How do you actually build one of these councils from scratch? Let's walk through the step-by-step blueprint. It all starts with a core team of just 4 people. These are the initial or ex officio members. This team is the catalyst. It brings together reps from the student government, the PTA, and the faculty club, plus a designated co-chairperson from the school. They get the whole ball rolling. The process is broken down into 4 clear, simple steps. First, that core team of 4 gets together. Second, they figure out how big the council needs to be, somewhere between 7 and 15 voting members. Third, they work together to carefully select the rest of the council. And finally, once the whole team is assembled, they elect their officers from the external stakeholder group. It's a really deliberate and inclusive way to build a team. So who can they pick to join? Well, the pool of potential members is incredibly diverse. We're talking about everyone from alumni and local business owners to faith leaders and even representatives from indigenous cultural communities. The whole point is to build a council that truly reflects the entire community it serves. So once the council is all set up, what does it actually do? Well, its work really boils down to 2 key functions. They're distinct, but they're also deeply connected. This slide lays it out perfectly side by side. On one hand, the council is a governance structure. It's a group that helps shape the school's big picture plans. But on the other hand, it's a feedback mechanism, that direct channel for the community to share its thoughts on how the school is actually doing. So in its governance role, the SGC advises on things like school improvement plans and helps all the different committees work together. But it's about more than just that. It's meant to be a platform to cultivate bayanihan, that amazing Filipino spirit of community unity and cooperation. It's about getting everyone to pull in the same direction.
And as a feedback mechanism, its job is just as critical. The SGC is there to help ensure transparency, especially when it comes to things like school programs and resources. It's their job to collect feedback from parents, students, and the community, and then feed those recommendations back to the school's leadership to drive real improvement.
Now, for any organization to really work, you need great leadership. So let's take a closer look at the SGC's pretty unique leadership structure.
The SGC is led by not one, but two co-chairpersons. And this is where that principle of partnership really comes to life. One chair is the designated co-chairperson. They're an internal stakeholder, picked by the school head. The other is the elected co-chairperson, and they must be an external stakeholder, chosen by the council members themselves. It's brilliant, 1 foot in the school and 1 foot in the community.
And even though they come from different backgrounds, their duties are completely shared. They co-lead meetings. They prepare agendas together. They both sign off on official communications. This is not a top-down relationship at all. It's a genuine partnership designed to make sure both the school's and the community's perspectives are always at the table.
So here's the bottom line. A school governance council is way more than just a policy written on a piece of paper. It's an open invitation. It's a powerful framework for building stronger, more responsive schools by putting the community right at the heart of the conversation. So the only question left is the one you see on your screen. Your school is a community effort. What role will you play?